On behalf of the Brant Elder Abuse Committee, we work to develop the protocol, and I am one of the members of the Brant Elder Abuse Awareness Committee, and I know that there's a couple other members that are here listening today, so it's nice to have them here, and they can help me with questions, hopefully, as we get towards the end. The Brant Elder Abuse Awareness Committee is committed to addressing social issues concerning abuse of the elderly. The committee acts as a public educator as well as a resource facilitator for those persons choosing to prevent abuse or to rebuild a non-abusive lifestyles. So what is elder abuse? Elder abuse is the abuse of an older person, is any action or lack of action by a person in any position of trust which causes harm to that older person. So that is important to remember. It's not only just what somebody does or what they might fail to do. Some of the demographics of abuse are really important to recognize. And one is that the population of older adults in Ontario, age 65 plus, is approximately estimated at 2.5 million. And the rate of elder abuse is somewhere between 2 to 10% reported elder abuse. That would make the number of Ontarians facing elder abuse between 50,000 and 250,000. And those reported estimates are probably low because there's a lot more that goes unreported. 1/3 of senior victims are victimized by a family member, and the majority of these individuals live with their abuser. Between 2017 and 2018, violence against seniors increased. 4% for family violence and 2% for non-family violence. Physical assault was the most common form of abuse against elders in 2018, approximately 6 out of 10 reported instances. And those numbers have not been updated, but we can imagine through COVID that it's probably gotten much worse. It is estimated that by 2024, 1 in 5 or 20% of Canadians will be age 65 or older. So just if you look at those demographics and you think about Brantford and Brant County, our population is estimated probably somewhere between around 120,000. So look at, even 2% of the seniors in that community being abused. And we're looking at, we probably have a lot higher numbers in our community than we've ever realized. Seniors' rights. And this is important because, as with all adults, seniors have the right to the basic requirements of life, protection from physical, emotional, financial, sexual, and medication abuse, from violation of civil and human rights, and from neglect. They have the right to information about their civil and legal rights, and they have the right to self-determination. They have the right to live their lives as they wish, provided they do not infringe upon the rights and safeties of others. And they have the right to participate in decisions about themselves in accordance with their ability to do so. And they have the right to refuse assistance and intervention. And I think that that's really important, that we recognize that they are adults. As long as they're cognitively able to, they have the right to make decisions about their own life. There are currently duty to report laws for long-term care facilities, which are governed by the Ontario Government Ministry of Long-Term Care. At this time, these laws do not exist for the general population in regards to elder abuse. Most elder abuse victims are dependent on their abuser for basic needs. And for every reported incident of elder abuse, 5 others go unreported. It's mandatory to report elder abuse if the senior resides in a long-term care home or a retirement home, and elder abuse is suspected or has occurred. For example, improper or incompetent treatment of care, abuse of a residence by anyone, this includes staff or another residents, neglect of a resident by a staff or owner of the home, illegal conduct, misuse or fraud involving residents' money. And if you are aware of or suspect that there has been abuse in a long-term care or retirement home, you can call the Long-Term Care Action Line, and the number is there on the screen. Just to give you an idea about the history of the Brant Elder Abuse Awareness Committee, we've been in our community for approximately 30 years. And the committee consists of community agencies, city governments, police agencies, and interested community members. The protocol supports the work in the community by the Brant Elder Abuse Awareness Committee to create a coordinated response to elder abuse and neglect by including everyone who wants to be involved, by raising community awareness, by developing protocols among members on how organizations and agencies can respond to help when an elder needs help, and keeping track of how the response is working and working towards prevention. What we've developed is a decision tree, and a decision tree is used to help service providers determine what steps and actions to take when there are instances of abuse or neglect are suspected or identified. It's intended to support and guide collaboration between the elder, their loved ones, other caregivers, or service providers. And it's used to develop an individualized plan or strategy to prevent and address harm to the elder. Elder abuse cases are complex and often provide only a glimpse of the elder's situation. Every situation is different and requires an individualized approach. Service providers must use critical thinking when using decision trees. It's important to understand agencies and organizations may have internal policies on recognizing and responding to elder abuse, and it's our responsibility to be aware of what our policies are for our agencies and organizations. So the decision tree process, ask yourself, is the elder in immediate danger of physical harm? If yes, call 911 immediately. If no, then move on to the next step. Ask yourself, does the elder have the mental capacity to understand the situation? If yes, ask what they're hoping to change or what they hope will happen. If no, then move on to the next question. Ask yourself, is the abusive situation an ongoing serious threat to the elder's well-being? If yes, refer to the Seniors Toolkit for appropriate referrals. And the Seniors Toolkit is available on the city website and on the website of all members of the Brant Elder Abuse Awareness Committee. It's also available, I believe, on the OPP website as well. So those are always places that you can get it, or you can pick up a copy in our office at Victim Services of Brant, and we're located in the Brantford Police Station. So if it's not a serious threat, if no, provide information on elder abuse to the person, if the capacity is present, and safety plan with the elder and follow up with the elder in the near future to see how things are going. See it, name it, check it. As part of the It's Not Right training, elder abuse training, you learn to see, name, and check the warning signs and the risk factors of abuse. See it, notice a gut feeling that something is not right. Find the willingness to look squarely at the situation. What are the warning signs? Name it. Don't sit in isolation. Overcome your hesitation and name your concern. I'm worried about you. Name the reason for your concern. I saw or I heard, just the facts. Check it. Check the situation. Is it dangerous? Trust your instincts. Check yourself. Don't try and fix it. Ask questions. Check with a professional who works in violence abuse sector and name what you saw, just the facts, and ask questions about what to do. Check it with the elder. Is she or he open to hearing from you at this time? Are you the right person to ask about the situation? Elders may be vulnerable to diminished decision-making capacity. Even elders who are quite capable may not understand the protection of human rights. They may not recognize the signs that elder abuse is occurring, and they may fear a worse situation by disclosing the abuse. and they may be unaware of the options available to them. In Ontario, a finding of incapacity refers to a person's being mentally incapable of managing their property or finances and their personal care. In general, if they're not able to understand information relevant to making decisions in the management of their property, or they are not able to appreciate the reasonable foreseeable consequences of a decision, they may be found to be incompetent. Again, a person in general is if they're incapable of personal care, if they're not able to understand information that's relative to making a decision concerning their own health care, such as nutrition, shelter, clothing, hygiene, or safety, or not able to appreciate the reasonable foreseeable consequences or lack of consequences for a decision. It's really important to keep in mind that if somebody goes to a capacity hearing and they are found to be capable, they cannot be taken back for another 6 months for another capacity hearing. So it's really important to know that, that if you're going for a capacity hearing, that that there is a really good chance that they're going to be found and capable of making decisions. It's important to note that oftentimes elders who seem to be capable can rally when it comes time for a capacity hearing, that they kind of manage to get be able to present in a way that they are found to be capable. So you want to be careful if you go for a capacity hearing. If you're a caregiver and you work closely with seniors and can be in a position to identify that abuse is happening or may be happening, you want to make sure you're doing documentation. The senior may tell you about abuse, or you might see it yourself. If you work in a long-term care facility or retirement home, by law, you must report any suspicions about abuse. Sometimes writing down details and facts that are related to the elder abuse can be very important. Describe the facts or information that you're sure about, the dates and times that you have been with the senior and anything you've seen or heard, what the elder or potential abuser has shared with you, the location, size, and color of any physical injuries you have seen, signs of neglect, such as broken dentures, broken glasses, dirty clothes, or living environment, and the emotional state of the senior, maybe sad or nervous or withdrawn. And keep in mind with documentation, once again, you want to be just writing facts, not opinions. So that's important to keep in mind at all times. How do you help the victim help themselves? You want to do that by encouraging them to contact a doctor, lawyer, home care person, social worker, or a public health worker. By helping the person to understand that protecting the abuser's reputation does not do anything to help the abuser to change and grow. And by informing the person about benefits for which he or she might be eligible, for which you could help them to become more independent. And also by helping the person to understand that nobody deserves to be abused and that there is probably a solution to a problem that seems unsolvable. And by also helping them to understand that abuse occurs among rich and poor, the better educated and the less educated, and that the perfect family is a myth. For training, we want to make sure that all staff, community members, caregivers, family members, friends, and concerned citizens can obtain free educational sessions on elder abuse from the Brant Elder Abuse Awareness Committee. Training can be provided on the community elder abuse protocol and the It's Not Right response to elder abuse. Training can also be provided on additional issues related to elder abuse by special request. Know your resources. The Brant Elder Abuse Awareness Committee has the 4th edition Seniors Toolkit, as I mentioned before, the Practical Guide Handbook for Seniors. It's a very valuable resource. It contains information on, somebody's coming in. It contains information on Indigenous senior resources, lifestyle and community living, all kinds of activities that are available out in the community, health and wellness, Alzheimer's and dementia, home health care, safety and security, end-of-life planning, to name a few, It's available on the City of Brantford website. It's available on the Victim Services of Brant website, the Brant OPP website, and the various members of the Brant Elder Abuse Committee have also got it on their websites. So there's a lot of ways you can access that, and you can access a copy if you want a hard copy at Victim Services of Brant. I have both copies of the Seniors Toolkit and the protocol. Be aware of support services that can help you. Victim Services of Brant is always available to help with issues of elder abuse, as well as the Indigenous Victim Services and the Senior Safety Line. If there's any questions, that's the end of the presentation, but I'm open to try and respond to any questions. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to say a couple words really quickly as we wrap up here. So I just want to say thank you to you, Penny, for joining us today and providing that presentation. To find more information on elder abuse awareness and prevention, you can visit the city's website, as Penny mentioned, and you can just type in preventing elder abuse. And there will be resources there, such as the seniors toolkits and all the recordings from the Let's Stay Informed series. And if you'd like some physical copies, Penny mentioned there's a couple locations you can get that. Victim Services of Brant is one of them. And you can also reach out to the partnership email, and I will be able to provide your organization with some physical copies. So on behalf of the city, I just want to say thank you for those who have joined. And we do have another session on January 12th. It will be virtual, and it's called Understanding Your Rights as a Senior to Protect and Prevent Against Ageism. And you can register for that by reaching out to the Brantford Partnerships email.